Welcome to the drive-thru. I'm Andrea Adelson with Adam Rittenberg. We're here previewing the Home Depot College Football Awards Show. Adam, all three Heisman finalists are here: Marcus Mariota, Amari Cooper, and Melvin Gordon. They seem to be locks to win their respective awards here. So maybe we should take a look at some of the awards we think are up in the air that could potentially bring surprises. Let's start with the Bednarik Award. We've got Vic Beasley from Clemson, Joey Bosa from Ohio State, and Scooby Wright from Arizona, who won the Nagurski earlier this week. Maybe that makes him a favorite. I don't know. Who's your favorite to win this award?
You know, Scooby Wright's already Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. You mentioned the Nagurski win, and he was so impressive this year for a team in Arizona that got to one of those New Year's Six bowls. I wonder if the performances for the other two, their teams, will work against them. Vic Beasley was outstanding this year for Clemson. They kind of fell out of the national spotlight, so that may hurt them in the long run. But I guess I would go with Scooby Wright. It's such an amazing year for him. He's got the name recognition and a huge performance for Arizona.
You still follow the Big Ten, though. Joey Bosa being on that Ohio State team that's in a playoff, is that going to impact voters, do you think?
You know, and to be fair, Bosa was Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Another recognizable player. He does those shrugs after the sacks, has a lot of fun with social media. So I think it's probably between those two, but I just think Scooby Wright, a special year for him. Even though it's Arizona, a little bit more off the radar, I like him to win that one.
I'm with you. I'm going with Scooby on that one, only because I love the emails their sports information director sent out talking about Scooby Snacks.
Scooby Snacks, absolutely.
For Scooby Wright. Okay, let's move on to the Outland Trophy. Malcolm Brown from Texas, Reese Dismukes from Auburn, and Brandon Scherf from Iowa. Maybe a slightly disappointing year for Scherf this season. Who's your favorite in this category?
You know, it's interesting with Brandon. You know, he did win Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year, and Kirk Ferentz, their coach, told me he's the best offensive lineman he's ever coached at Iowa. And that's a pretty strong endorsement when you look at Robert Gallery, Riley Reif, Brian Bulaga, some of those other linemen that have come through there. But they didn't have a great year at Iowa. You know, Texas, that defense was still pretty strong. I really like what Malcolm Brown did at the defensive tackle spot. And Dismukes, everyone remembers what happened at the end of that A&M game, but he had another outstanding season as the center and the leader of that Auburn offensive line.
I think this is the toughest category tonight, so we'll see what happens there. I think I'm going to go with Dismukes. I don't know. That's just my call on that one. We'll see if I'm right. But you mentioned Malcolm Brown with Texas. No surprise. Charlie Strong coming in there, emphasizing the defense. Do you think that's going to be a defense to watch here in the years to come?
Oh, without a doubt. As long as Charlie Strong is there, you saw what he did with Louisville's defense over the years, and they once again were a top defense with his players this year under Todd Grantham. So I think Texas defense is fine. They have to get the offense in order, and I guess I would go with Malcolm Brown for that award, just to be a little different.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you mentioned Louisville. That brings us to the last award, the Thorpe Award, that's given to the most outstanding defensive back. Gerard Holloman from Louisville is a finalist here. He tied an NCAA record with 14 interceptions this season. He's going up against Landon Collins from Alabama and Ifo Ekpre Olumu.
You got it.
Got that right, from Oregon. Adam, who's your favorite in this one?
It's got to be Gerard Holloman. I mean, you just don't see this very often. 14 interceptions. He would have been the leading receiver, number 2 receiver on a lot of teams this year. And I know Louisville was maybe more off the radar than certainly Alabama and Oregon, but I'd have a hard time with it not going to Holloman. He was outstanding, just doing things you don't see every year. Landon Collins is outstanding, too. I think Ifo, a good year, maybe not an elite year, but I would definitely go Holloman for that one.
He was my pick for ACC Defensive Player of the Year over Vic Beasley. It was a tough category, so I'm going with Holloman in this one. We'll see how it all plays out tonight. Make sure you tune in to the College Football Awards Show presented by Home Depot at 7 o'clock on ESPN. For Adam Rittenberg, I'm Andrea Adelson, and for all of your College Bowl needs, keep it right here on ESPN.com.